Hello, this is Elaine Orr again. I thought I would talk for a minute about some of the books that I really like. I read so much of so many different genres. I guess a lot of writers do, but I have some favorites. I like Eric Larson's In the Garden of the Beasts. It's set in Berlin pre-World War II. It is not fiction. He writes so well and he does such thorough research, you think you're reading fiction, but I probably read it 2 or 3 times. It's wonderful. I like a lot of other cozy mystery authors because that's what I read a lot and write a lot. I hesitate to name them because I'm going to leave off 5 people that I know and like, but got to start somewhere. I really like Carolyn Haight's Sarah Booth Delaney mysteries. Those are set in the South and are not really paranormal, but they do feature a Civil War era ghost who's pretty funny. I like a lot of books that have a little bit of humor in them. I read Meg Muldoon's Christmas River series and Molly McCrae's Haunted Yawn Shop series, as well as, oh, I love Pompeii by Robert Harris. I've read that probably 5 times over the last 20 years. I mean, you know how it's going to end, right? But it's told from a different perspective of other books by this guy, Marcus Aurelius, who runs the aquifer there. It's great. I read a lot of Daniel Silva, and it has a history element also, not particularly humorous, sometimes some understated humor. My good friend Lee Michaels writes Regency romances, and I especially like Just One Season in London. I don't have my copy now. I lent it to someone. I need to get it back. But people have compared her Regency series to sort of a Shakespearean kind of humor, and I love those. Michael Chabon wrote The Yiddish Policemen's Union. It's an alternative history set in Alaska, as if instead of creating Israel, a section of Alaska was given to Jews after World War II. That period is coming to an end. So you've got that issue, you've got a murder to solve. He's a brilliant writer. My husband's read every single thing he's written. I love M.C. Beaton's Hamish Macbeth series. It is so funny. I could read them all in order again. I don't particularly like her Agatha Raisin series because Agatha is such an unlikable person, but the Hamish Macbeth series is terrific. I also read Karen Mustard Nortman's camping series, Fanny Shoemaker camping series, I guess it is, and just about anything historical fiction. I read grittier than I write. I read John Sanford's Virgil Flowers series. I won't quote the name he's called. And sometimes I read other books by John Sanford, but not as much as Virgil Flowers. I've read most of the classic mysteries. I didn't read them until I was older. I read, coming up, mostly what they called Gothic mysteries, Mary Stuart, Phyllis Whitney, I think her name was. That's what my mom read, so that's what I read. But there are just so many options. I love it when people tell me they've read my book. I was in a train station in Chicago a couple of years ago, and just sitting talking to people. The train was, of course, delayed. And this woman says, you know, I think I've read one of your books. And I felt like saying, I don't think so. But she had read Behind the Walls, and she still had it on her Kindle. So I love to meet other authors and tell them I enjoyed their books, and I like it when somebody tells me they enjoyed mine. So that's it for now. Thanks.